Hello everybody and welcome back to F1 22 with the Slothz team and me, Dan. Monaco's up next, so this should be absolutely horrible. Let's look if we can do any of these. We can get some driver acclaim. I want the team acclaim really, but I do need to give or share some focus. I guess we'll have to go with these two. Head over to facilities. Of course, we want this one because we need to get those engine components ASAP, and we can't afford anything else. Over in the R&D side of things, yep, we're still not looking too good here. Hopefully, things will pick up soon. Over the vehicle tab, as we know from the last race, the car is falling to pieces all around us. So it is time to change some components over. Perhaps the gearbox isn't so necessary, but we will put the new one in anyway. We're going to need to take some penalties before the end of the season, without a doubt. And then let's start advancing. Please get the ignition system. Oh, thank God.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
I think I'm going to need some practice for this one, so I will see you in a bit. Okay, so practice is over. It didn't go too well, to be totally honest, but we did pick up 4 points, considering that I was going for it lap after lap. So once again, we got some more discounts for the gearbox. We've unlocked spark plugs and got a discount on them, and the side pod profile with another discount. We get another engine power discount right here, which apparently is in addition to what we already had. We will be getting that upgrade. And then another one at the end as well, so even better. And the more of those we can get, the easier our life will be. Look at that, 413 now, 25% off. So right before we get started with qualifying, we will be coming in here to spend some of those points on the minor engine power upgrade. The next one is a major upgrade, so we will be trying to get that one next. Also, we seem to not be able to do anything there. Drag reduction, we can afford another upgrade there to make us even faster at a straight line. Is there anything else that we can buy? I think we could possibly get, yes, rear floor under tray. Or some weight distribution as well. That will just help our cornering out just a bit. So I guess it's now time for qualifying. So we're on to qualifying now. I will be the first to admit this is not my best circuit. In fact, it's a track that I've pretty much either skipped over in the past or just crashed out and never finished. So I will be trying to get to the end. There'll be a few flashbacks involved, I would imagine. But here we go on our first qualifying lap attempt, and we've already put in some practice laps. Nearly crashing to Lance Job. We crossed the line, currently P2 ahead of the two Alfa Romeos and Yuki Tsunoda. Unfortunately, as we get on to the results of Q1, we find that actually everyone else has improved, so we're going to be starting right near the back. Not looking forward to this one. Well, here we go then with the Monaco Grand Prix, featuring on the channel for the first time since the co-op career, all the way back, I believe, when we were driving for Williams. And we'll be taking to the streets for the third street circuit of the season so far. Actually, shortly coming up will be Azerbaijan on Monday. So don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell so you know when that video has been uploaded. But let me tell you, it goes just about as badly as this one. Let's get on with the grid order for today's race. And starting off, it's the home hero Charles Leclerc starting on the front row alongside Carlos Sainz's teammate, followed by Max Verstappen, his would-be championship rival, and George Russell. Then we have Lewis Hamilton. He lines up alongside fellow champion Fernando Alonso, and behind them we have Valtteri Bottas, Hamilton's former teammate, and Lando Norris. And finally, rounding out the back, the top 10 is Esteban Ocon and Kevin Magnussen in the Haas. Followed by the other Haas of Mick Schumacher in P11. He's alongside Pierre Gasly. Then we have four-time world champion Sebastian Vettel alongside rookie Zhou Guanyu. Behind them, Lance Stroll lines up alongside Sergio Perez, who took a few penalties for this Grand Prix. Followed by Alex Albon and our teammate Théo Pourchaire. On the penultimate row, though, it is Yuki Tsunoda. He lines up alongside Daniel Ricciardo. And then finally, on the back row, it's us, alongside Nicholas Latifi. Well, here we go then. All cards on the table here. Don't expect too much from this because, as I've mentioned already, I'm not very good at this circuit in a good car, let alone this piece of crap that I have to drive throughout Season 1 as we come down towards Turn 1 and we actually get up the inside of our teammate and Alex Albon as he battle three abreast all the way up the hill towards Casino Square. We have lost the position, but we are trying to keep with our teammate now in P19, so it's a good start for us as we ride on board now, going through the Casino Square already. Getting past several drivers, get up the inside of four cars in one go into the hairpin. Sergio Perez on our left-hand side as we come down towards the hairpin. He is going to be boxed in, and we make use of the yellow flag mechanic not working and get a few positions there. Sergio Perez dropping behind us. So for the first time, we are now battling a front-running car on merit as we come screaming through the tunnel section now. Taking a look at the engine, which we've replaced all of the parts that were broken, as you saw earlier on in the video. Unfortunately, though, it looks like the MGU K there is now starting to go on the brink, and we come through the swimming pool section. Thankfully, at this circuit, we're not going to suffer as badly as others, given that our car seems to be much better in the corners than some of our competitors. Unfortunately, though, we are still incredibly slow in a straight line, which is really hampering our performance. And not only that, but our ERS is running out incredibly quickly, and I'm not very good at the circuit. So that will also be contributing. Thankfully, people can't get past as easily, though. So it's going to be compensated there. Anyway, we're on board chasing down Sebastian Vettel as I wipe out a pit board and take someone's arm off. We go deep into turn 1 with a big lock up there. Sergio Perez is finally going to get his opportunity. We accidentally hit his front wing there as he tries to go around us. Try to stay with the Red Bull as best as possible. But the problem is, by this stage of the Grand Prix, and of course the fact that we're behind a front-running car, it's absolutely futile trying to fight this. We try close it up to the back there, into the hairpin, come down through this one, the slowest corner on the Formula 1 Canada. Unfortunately, though, overtaking in Monaco is difficult enough in a competitive car, let alone this thing. And as we continue on through the streets of Monte Carlo, we watch Sergio Perez slowly but surely disappear into the distance as we return to just trying to get round to the end of the race. Trying to learn the track, and hopefully next time that this thing gets picked for the calendar, we will at least be a little bit better at driving around the circuit, and we'll hopefully have the car to complement it. But anyway, you can see with DRS open, we're already so far back to Sergio Perez. We're about to lose it for the next go round anyway, so at this point it is completely pointless. Anyway, this was on board with the move. Perez watches us into turn 1, slips alongside right up against the barrier, but is already well and truly passed by the time we're able to come back at him. So we rejoin the action on lap 9, still behind Sergio Perez and Sebastian Vettel, but we do have, for the first time this season since the opener in Saudi Arabia, at least plenty of cars behind us who we can, well, for once actually keep there. Although there is a straight here with DRS, we're not going to be suffering too badly because no one can get alongside us out of the final corner, nor close enough to the back of us to really do any damage down the straight. It's all about who can go the longest without making a mistake, and unfortunately mistakes are common as mud here around this circuit. And as we come down towards the chicane out of the tunnel through this section, although I'm not a great fan of the thrill ride of Monaco, I think this part is probably my favourite on the circuit as we come flying through here, hug the barrier, hit the curb there, bouncing through into Rascasse. just a little bit too much oversteer on some parts of this. We do actually have a proper setup for this race. There is one available on f1setups.com. So we've made use of that for today. Unfortunately, as you can see, still not making any kind of progress in the way of catching up to Sergio Perez. As we once again come down towards the hairpin section. Vettel's starting to slow down. It looks as though the cars ahead of him, one of them may have a problem. We've really closed up now. They're going incredibly slow up ahead. We might be able to use this opportunity as we use a lot of curb there. Try and cut across the inside, going into the tunnel section. But everyone tends to spread out through here, which doesn't really help matters. Looking down the field, it looks like there's an Alfa Romeo and a Haas battling ahead of presumably Pierre Gasly. We'll have to assume that either Gasly or Vettel is the cause of the slowdown. Either way, the Haas and the Alfa have well and truly left us behind. So if it was them that were battling side by side and causing the slowdown, it's not going to matter too much now. We come back onto the pit straight, and once again watch the Red Bull disappear into the distance. We have got some more upgrades coming for the engine, but they won't be here for some time. And as we come through into the swimming pool section, we did clip the wall there. Thankfully though, we're not going to get punished as much as we would do on F1 2021 for that. It is affecting our braking though, as we almost come to a complete standstill. Now come down towards turn 1 we go. Alex Albon behind, going to look for an opportunity. A big lock up into turn 1 there. Alex Albon's going to come up alongside us. We're going to battle the Williams up the hill towards Casino Square. We have actually managed to outrun another car for possibly the first time this season. It may also be because the AI got absolutely terrified of the barriers, but we've managed to stay ahead of the Williams, which is actually the first time that we've not been battling Nicholas Latifi's Williams, and there's actually Alex Albon. So perhaps progress is being made slowly but surely in terms of our R&D development. And as new Jeff rightly points out there, the grip levels will start to fall away soon as we approach the end of lap 15. We'll be coming into the pits very shortly for the hard tyre, as everyone else will be doing. But grip levels at this point are getting pretty dire as we continue to snake our way through the same sections of track. And rejoin a couple of laps later, lap 17, go deep again there as we come into the pit lane, and we get to ride on board one of my awful attempts at trying to pit without either speeding or missing the box. Now that I actually know what I'm doing, you seem to have to do this a little bit earlier than you think. And we even remember to drop the clutch and pull away. Do we remember the pit limiter? Not yet. Realised too late, but it doesn't really matter because we're not really battling anyone on track at the moment. No one's coming through. In fact, actually looking down, Charles Leclerc or Carlos Sainz just came into the pit lane as well, as did a Mercedes that was running at the front. So the leaders almost caught up to us already, and we battle our way through the streets again with the cold tyres, which, as we know from multiple episodes now, cold tyres are pretty deadly on this game, and they're not easy to warm up these hards either, especially on a circuit like this. Maybe the rears will be alright with some wheel spin, but the fronts, not so easy. Anyway, behind us, we've still got Lance Stroll and Alex Albon, but they switched places during the pit stop. I guess one of them, Alex Albon, had a little bit of a slow stop, or maybe had to change his wing. Depends if we actually did hit him. Théo Pourchaire into the pits as well, actually. We'll see if we can get out ahead of him as we come round the final two corners. Another lock up there as we actually complete a challenge on the left-hand side. Coming down the main straight, Nicholas Latifi and Théo Pourchaire left behind, and we managed to get through turn 1 ahead of our teammate again. So up to P17. As far as I can tell, there's no one ahead of us who is going to be stopping. So we'll just have to try and keep this going as long as possible. Now the unfortunate thing is, I'd already raced at Spain on this day, on the same day as Monaco, and I was getting pretty damn tired by this point. But there we go. We've just managed to get round the final corner without smashing the front ring. But here comes Lance Stroll round to the outside into turn 1. We're going to go hard on the brakes there. He has got the position from us, but we might be able to fight back as we've actually got some speed on the car for once. As he comes across and hits us trying to avoid the barrier. And we managed to sneak up the inside there. Absolutely brilliant. One of the only overtakes we have been able to make this season on another car. And let's stick with it just to make sure we have secured the position. Let's go on board with Lance Stroll as he goes into turn 1. Thinks he's got the move all fine and dandy. Comes across to the right-hand side, opens the door. We do hit his tyre, actually, which may have damaged our end plates ever so slightly there. But either way, it shouldn't be too hard to keep him behind us. But as I was saying, by this point, having done 2 50% races, which I'm not used to doing at all, I normally do 25%, I was getting both tired physically and mentally, and Monaco is not where you want to be when you're physically and mentally tired. As we just saw, we hit the barrier there twice, and now we've lost a good portion of the front wing. We continue on regardless, given the fact that we can easily defend. I'm not sure why they want to put 2 lots of soft tyres on over a 10-lap stint. I guess the tyres really do fall away that quickly. But it's more than capable of getting to the end on this race. At some point, I'm not sure where it was, but I lost the entire front wing. I couldn't for the life of me figure out where that happened, but it did come off. But because of the ground effect, we've actually been able to carry on without it being too much of a difficult problem to deal with. And you can see we can go pretty much full speed through most sections of the track. The only difference is that we might have some issues in these hard braking zones locking up, as we see Lance Stroll crash into the back of us there as we tried to correct ourselves. Will he come into the pit lane? No, he's going to carry on. Down to turn 1 we go. That's another corner we have to brake quite hard for. We have to be careful. And Lance Stroll continues on behind. If we rejoin later on, we've still not pitted for any front wing, but we were caught by the lead as Lance Stroll has come into the pits, and now Alex Albon is the one chasing us as we have a massive lock-up into the chicane at the end of the tunnel section, and we get a 3-second penalty for using the runoff to get through there. Which at this point is absolutely devastating too, because it means we are likely to finish last. And again, hit the barrier in frustration and mental fatigue, if anything. Behind us, we've got more cars, I believe, coming through who are lapping us in the not too distant future. As we come down towards turn 1, a big lock up there into turn 1, and we've allowed several cars to get through. That is now everyone apart from Lance Stroll, who is just coming through turn 1 now, which means that as things stand at the moment, we will finish dead last if Lance Stroll is not able to pass us. And we rejoin the action on lap 33. Through the tunnel section we go. We're nearly at the end now, feeling physically, mentally, and just everything fatigued. It's very hot in the room where I do these races, so that doesn't help either. As we come through into the swimming pool section, we run very wide over the curb. They did hit the barrier. Oh, and Lance Stroll, he's crashed into the back of us. The Aston Martin, perhaps gone for a gap that wasn't there as we make the call to come into the pits, go very slowly around the final corner, hit the barrier. Just trying to get the pit lane sorted out, because I wanted soft tyres to go to the end of the Grand Prix. At least we get some more practice on the pit lane entry. We haven't been able to get purple yet, but either way, we're in. Interesting decision not to replace the front wing there, but it would have just been wasted time. Not that we're going to get overtaken by anyone. Behind us, Joe Guan Yu attempts to lap us, and we'll go on board with the replay. Just run it wide there and just missed the barrier. That was so close, and perhaps Lance Stroll saved us from being wiped out there. We go on board with the Aston Martin, and as he comes through, yeah, he just went for a gap which wasn't there, and the door closed almost immediately on him. That hasn't gone too well for us, and once again coming through Casino Square with lap cars behind us. Sebastian Vettel comes flying out of Casino Square and hits the barrier. We let him through as he is lapping us now, but get a penalty for ignoring blue flags and get distracted. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Monaco, and that is Sergio Perez blocking us from moving. As Vettel disappears into the shadow realm, we try to continue on, but we have overheated the tyres by this point, so no luck there in getting the car straight again, but we do manage to get underway eventually with our 8-second penalty, 21st place and almost a minute behind Nicholas Latifi. Once again, Monaco has proved to be, well, Monaco. More barrier hits as we come through on lap 37 towards lap 38. We go massive lock up there, nearly wipe out the car into the barrier where Mick Schumacher had his crash only a few weeks ago. And now we've realised Charles Leclerc has finished the race. We can come round the final corner and just get this over with, because the pain is real at this stage and we just want it all to be over. Of course, we have to take away the positives that we did manage to finish Monaco, which is more than we've ever been able to do before. Kevin Magnussen picks up driver of the day. And yes, personal record for us as we get to find out who the actual winner was, because I wasn't paying attention. It's going to be the Ferrari more than likely, because some weird lighting glitch goes on over there. What the fuck is that? Joe Guan Yu mounting the back of a Ferrari. Clearly very upset with Carlos Sainz winning the race. He has vanished. Yeah, that's a new one. He's gone now. I don't know how he managed to get there. I think they do a cooldown lap at the end, don't they, to help vent the drivers and stop them from doing anything silly like that. Apparently that hasn't happened on this occasion, though. Perhaps it's an interesting result of having the drivers park on the start-finish straight that's just messed with Joe Guan Yu's AI. But regardless, Carlos Sainz picks up a 4th win in a row for Ferrari, his 2nd win of the season. He's yet to have a DNF, which means that he is going to be ahead of Charles Leclerc in the Drivers' Championship still. Let's get over and have a look at those results. So here are the final results. Of course, we know Carlos Sainz won the race, but Charles Leclerc picked up P2 with the fastest lap, followed by George Russell on the podium. Then we had Max Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, Valtteri Bottas, Kevin Magnussen, Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris and Esteban Ocon rounded out the top 10. Over in the Drivers' Championship, Carlos Sainz extends his lead to 8 points over his teammate. They're followed by George Russell, Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez and Fernando Alonso on 32 points each. Then Esteban Ocon, Valtteri Bottas and Lando Norris round out the top 10. Further down the order, Kevin Magnussen moves up to 11th ahead of Pierre Gasly and Daniel Ricciardo. Then Yuki Tsunoda and Sebastian Vettel remain tied on 1 point apiece as the final scorers. Then we have Mick Schumacher, Joe Guan Yu, Alex Albon, ourselves, Terry Pourchaire, Lance Stroll and Nicholas Latifi round out the bottom of the field. And finally, over in the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari extend their lead ever greater over their rivals Mercedes. Then it's a big jump back to Red Bull in 3rd. Then we have Alpine, Alfa Romeo and McLaren tied on 10 points apiece, followed by Haas and AlphaTauri tied on 10 points apiece. Then Aston Martin, the final point scoring team, followed by Williams and Slothz. That's all for today. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next one.